Find out. And Comcast is absolute dog shit. It's total dog shit. Wow. Fuck you, Comcast. Is this finally working now? Huh? Do we have something? Do we have something? Let's see. Eh? Is this working? I don't see anything on this live screen. Anybody here? Yes, we have something. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so before we begin today's stream, I just wanted to thank Comcast, today the sponsor of today's stream, for the fact that I'm 40 minutes late. I dealt with Time Warner Cable in New York City for like almost 9 years. And I did not have as much frustration in 9 years of Time Warner that I had with literally 1 month of Comcast. You know, just very, very oh my God. Anyway, moving on to happier and happier things. How are all of you? So, am I sweaty? Do I look sweaty? I was actually exercising before. Yes, I was exercising before. You're looking shiny. Thank you, Showstopper. Maybe it's the camera angle or something. Yeah, let's see. Move the camera angle a little bit. Yeah. One moment. I have not been keeping up with Ottawa at all. I'll be honest, for the past week and a half or two, I really have paid little to no attention to politics at all. All I see is garbage from the news, which is mostly propaganda anyway, half of the time that I watch it, so I don't really want to pretend that because I've seen a couple of passing things in the news that I'm even remotely informed. I am surprised that it's lasted this long, though. Let's see. It looks like a majority of the truckers wound up getting vaccinated. So, I mean, I don't think that that's going to wind up destroying the supply chain. Like, if it was something like 75% said no, it's one thing. But it seems like a lot of them wound up just getting it. Or as Apple would say, quote, a small number. It looks like you're in the middle of a stroke. I think you have no idea what a stroke is. And I would very much so fear anybody that bases their personal health decisions based on your knowledge of the medical system. Let's see. This is a crappy Hanes shirt. Sunny is correct. This isn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a shitty Hanes shirt. How does it feel to live in a free state? I enjoy it. I don't think it's really the politics that makes me enjoy New Hampshire. I think it's the quality of the air, the quality of the people. Like, just when I got here, like, my neighbor just said, "Hey, how's it going?" And his dog ran up to like play with me, and the guy's actually acting nice. He's not like all stressed or weirded out. He's not like acting like, "Why is my dog find this person interesting?" And then like just quickly trying to get his dog to come back. You know, it was like a normal human interaction, and it's like you have enough of those, and it really kind of makes you a little bit happier. I haven't played video games in a while. Have you been working out, Lewis? A lot more than usual. Did your green recliner have a button rather than a lever that actuated the footrest? No, it had a lever. So the lever brings it back and then actuates the footrest at the same time. So you cannot have the footrest come out without it reclining back further. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people think that that's a comfortable chair. I thought the same thing. It actually isn't. And the only reason I keep it there is because it's kind of become a staple of the channel when I record a video in Brooklyn. But that wasn't a comfortable chair. I don't think it was actually good for me because it's very difficult to get up from that chair. Once I sit in that chair, A, I don't particularly feel comfortable. It's not the most, but B, I can't get out. What's the weather like? It's freezing. It's 23 degrees here, man. It's cold. I'm honestly not a big fan of the cold. I'm going to be heading to Miami next week. Sometime around Thursday or Friday, I'm going to be in Miami, and I'm probably going to enjoy the heat there a little bit. I'm also traveling to someplace after that is considerably warmer than New Hampshire. What is your point of view with the stuff going on with Newegg? You know, I watched Gamers Nexus's video from 4 days ago. I'm really sad that Newegg has like completely changed. When I was a kid, Newegg was considered the best place. Even if they cost more, and they almost never did, people were just loyal, were very loyal. They bought everything from Newegg regardless. They were one of the first companies to have that really amazing system for browsing to find your components. Like find everything from this series, find everything from this chipset, find everything from this chipset that has 8 SATA ports, that has 3 PCI Express card slots, that has this and that and the other. Nobody else had their search mechanism. They were very, very unique, and it's very sad to see that they managed to actually fuck that up. Dujimon, I have been, yes. And so I took my old workout routine, which is just basic weightlifting and like occasional jogging, three powerlifting routines a week, and I added to that 2 hours of cardio 7 days a week, regardless of my schedule, regardless of what's on my plate. That takes priority. I walk about 6 to 7 additional miles a day on top of what I did before, and I do that highway fit routine. So yeah, I've actually lost, in the last year, I've lost about 28 pounds, and of that 28 pounds, about 9 of them were in the past week. So these are my pants, and this is all the space that I now have that I didn't have before. Here, watch. I'm going to stick my stomach out. Yeah, I'll try to like do it like Homer Simpson it. Even when I'm Homer Simpsoning it, I have this much space in pants that used to fit me very tightly. And I still got a long way to go. There's a lot of work left to do, but I'm pretty happy and excited. I genuinely feel better when I'm doing this. Do you get trash pandas at your new place? I don't know what that means. Do you look at or keep track of right to repair policies outside the U.S.? Not really, to be honest with you. I have a cursory understanding of what's going on, but it seems like the same thing that's going on here, which is small slivers of hope followed by fail. Have you seen that there's many new schematic and service manuals available for vending machine? I have never had to fix a vending machine, so no, but I think it would be pretty cool if they actually have that. What's going on with your store now? What's going on with it? It's closed because it's 10:20 at night. I really hope you're not outside trying to get in. Yeah, it's closed because it's 10. We close at 8 o'clock. We close at 4 on the weekend. So if you're outside at 10:20 p.m., you're going to be disappointed. Hope you're not discouraged about the politician who got his feelings hurt. Can't win them all. Plus, politicians are expected to have thicker skin than that. Are they? Are they? I don't think so. That was discouraging, I'll be honest with you. I really have no other way to put it. That suck. My business keeps growing. I always feel behind. Makes me anxious. I feel farther behind because I'm anxious. How do? I think you need something to help you deal with your anxiety. And one of the things that's helped me deal with my anxiety is 2 hours of cardio every single day with my heart rate between 125 and 145. I shit you not. You do that, you will not have the brain power left to be anxious. It actually helped my mother a lot. She wound up eventually passing away as a result of her issues and disorder and everything. But one of the things that helped her a lot dealing with like serious anxiety as like an actual clinical disorder was my dad would just take her out for a walk like 20 or 30 miles. And by the time she got back, she was smiling and happy. So if you see, when I saw like that's what it could do to somebody who actually has clinical diagnosed anxiety that they're taking medication for, maybe it'll help you do the same. The other thing you're going to have to start doing is learning how to delegate and also learning how to, I have a video on how, I forget the name of it. Essentially, everything you do needs to have 2 or 3 purposes. So for instance, if you're answering customer service emails, stop doing that. What you need to do is answer the email, but as you're answering each email, make a perfect canned response and start adding it to a table. So customer says this, they have this device, this issue, here's how you respond. This device, this issue, here's how you respond. This device, this issue, here's how you respond. So that after a month or 2 of doing that anxiety-producing work, now you have a guide that you can give to somebody else so that they can do some of that work and take some of the anxiety off of you. If you're doing board repair, I'm just using myself as an example. I do board repair. But if I record the board repair, I'm showing other people how to do it. If I show other people how to do it, then when I need to actually hire people, I can hire people from the pool of people that I've taught from my videos. I could either answer an email, or each time I answer an email, make the most perfect response I can, add it to a database, say why I wrote what I wrote. It's going to take me an additional 1 minute to answer that customer email right now, but it'll save me tens of thousands of hours into the future when I can have somebody else do that job. So every piece of work you're doing needs to build. So you need to be using that to build a manual or a jump off point for where other people can start relieving you of that anxiety. Don't seek to be God. Don't seek to do everything. The more you seek to do everything, the more you'll lose your mind, the more you'll go gray before age 30 and wind up overcompensating with a midlife crisis apartment in the middle of nowhere in a freezing state. So that's a really important thing there. How was your night? Going well. What's your opinion on parasocial viewers? Really weird. I have a lot more experiences with them now, and it is kind of strange. I really like if honestly if I knew that people would actually watch this channel, I probably would have kept myself anonymous. The reason I didn't is because I didn't, like, people will say I have a giant ego. No, the reason that I didn't bother blocking out my name or my face when I did these videos is because I never thought this content was good enough that anybody would give a shit about it. If I knew more than 1,000 or 2,000 people would know who I am, I most likely would have blocked out my face. Because just having random people show up to you and go, oh my God, is this you? Or like having people go through your garbage and stuff like that, it's just kind of, it's not for me. It's very strange. It's very strange. Once you have somebody go through your garbage, you'll realize that you might have made a mistake in life. Where do you find schematics for consumer electronics? Random places on the internet. VinaFix, Notebook Squad, what else? Notebook Schematic, like Elvacom, like just random places. Like you Google it, if you find it, you find it. If you don't find it, you don't find it, and you're fucked. So a lot of people will ask me to fix things that I can't get a schematic for. Why is your kitchen so empty? Rich Rebuilds made it look like my kitchen from freshman college. Honestly, I don't stock up on a lot of stuff unless it's going to be a giant storm. My cooking is absolute trash. So I really do have the kitchen of a 19-year-old college bachelor, because that's, again, like I have eggs with an avocado in the morning. I'll have a little like a salad, like maybe broccoli, chicken breast, and some greens for lunch, and like yogurt and a pile of yogurt, peanut butter, and protein powder for dinner. The Canadian government used the Federal Emergencies Act to end the trucker protests in Ottawa. The banks are obliged to demarket anyone involved. The government also wants crypto transactions to be regulated and reported. That's very scary. And the only thing is, again, I really wish I had kept up with that. You know what? I'm lying. I don't. I honestly, can I be real? I don't. Literally every single day I wake up and I read the news and I hear about how shitty the world is. And for a week and a half, I just allowed myself the freedom of not doing that. And I feel so much better. I really do. I know you're not supposed to say that, but I feel better. Now, again, I don't know what it is they're doing. I would have to look into it, and I honestly don't want to right now. Like, am I allowed to say that? I don't want to look into miserable shit right now. I'm actually happy, but I don't. But if they're doing anything that's like blocking roads or fucking with people's ability to live their lives, I could understand why they would go to that measure. But I don't really like seeing that. It's kind of scary. It sends a chill up my spine to see that. To see that level of power exerted amongst a group of people who are protesting. It brings me back to a tweet that AOC had in December of 2020. Which city or state in America do you think is doing things right? I have no fucking clue. I honestly don't know. I wish you know what I would like to do is I'd like to find it, and I am going to be doing a lot more traveling this year, not just around the United States, but around the world, so that I can find that. But I honestly don't know. I know the places that are not doing it right, but I don't know the places that are. I'm going to see if I can find this tweet. Okay, where is this? This was actually an excellent tweet last year, and I think I'm completely copying Eli the computer guy here. I am shamelessly copying Eli the computer guy. No shame, no chill. I'm going to completely bite his take on this, but I appreciate it. But AOC really put it properly. The whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. Activists take that discomfort with the status quo and advocate for concrete policy changes. Popular support often starts small and grows. To folks who complain, protest demands make others uncomfortable, that's the point! I don't know. I think AOC is a... It sounds like she supports the truckers in Canada. Again, to be clear, I don't know what tactics they're using because I haven't read the news, because I've noticed that reading the news about these things actually rots my brain. It makes me hate the world. It makes me hate the world, society around me, and it makes me hate myself. So, be honest with you, I feel bad. You donated $20. I haven't been keeping up with it because it's actually healthier for me not to. I took a break from it. But, yeah. It is a little bit weird to see that after like what happened in mid 2020, that like the trucker convoy is where you have banks stopping money from flowing to people. But whatever. Isaac Indigo, thank you very much. I've been listening to a lot of Alan Parsons' projects since you posted the link to YouTube. A Turn of a Friendly Card is one of my favorite albums because it's about gambling addiction and the decisions you make in life and how those decisions can radically affect your life or really screw you or really be fun or really be horrible. And most of my life has felt like a gambling addiction because so many of the things that I've done and so many of the decisions that I've made or so many of how much I'm going to spend this time or how I'm going to spend this money or how I'm going to spend this reputation that I got from this thing to try and leverage that thing has really been a coin flip. And sometimes the coin flips have been amazing and sometimes the coin flips have given me gray hair, wrinkles in my forehead, and anxiety that never goes away. But that album's always stuck with me. And here's the weird thing, is that I don't listen to a lot of the words in the music. I mean, to be honest with you, I wind up Googling it later, reading it, and trying to figure out what it is. I just kind of listen to the melody of it when I'm actually just in my car or, on my bike or whatever. I didn't really realize it. I didn't know for the first 4 or 5 years that I had that album that it was actually about gambling addiction. I didn't know. But now that I know that, it really sticks with me that much more now that I know what they're actually talking about and how much that really seems to ring home to my life experience and my own problems and the crap that I got myself into. Did you hear? They blocked the Ambassador Bridge between Windsor and Detroit, which accounts for 25% of all trade between Canada and the U.S. And the auto plants had to stop production, so the feds dropped the hammer. I see, yeah, I can understand that at this point. Again, I'm typically tend to be against... if I'm going to be consistent in my stance here, and it's important that I try to be consistent. To be clear, I'm assuming that what you're saying is true. If this is not true, then like this take doesn't count. But like when there were all those protests in mid 2020 where they would block highways, I could not like whatever support I had for whatever they were doing. I immediately lost it when I saw them disrupting the flow of traffic, disrupting people's ability to do business, disrupting people's ability to live their lives, requiring curfews. And I think that I would have to apply the same thing here. I don't like that level of power being used, but if you are going to disrupt trade, if you are going to affect people's ability to purchase things, if you are going to affect people's ability to move freely, that is the point at which I start to lose sympathy for a protest, and I start to lose sympathy for people for doing what is necessary to stop what they're doing. I actually walked in one of those BLM protests in 2020. I actually walked through it. I had my camera. I read the signs. I turned the camera off to talk to some people that didn't want to be on camera. I had no problem, like genuinely no problem. Like you do you. I didn't really like what Derek Chauvin did either. Let's see. Because I like torturing myself, Mo, I think that's the best answer I can give you at this point in time. I like torturing myself. Ask Paul Daniels. And also, fuck Windows 11. I realized that Windows 11 wouldn't work on this computer. This computer has a fucking quad-core Xeon processor, 32 gigs of RAM. It has a fast SSD. I see no reason why I should have to either A, live with an operating system that's eventually going to be unsupported, or B, replace a computer that has a 9,000 CPU benchmark score with a quad-core Xeon. That's literally insane. I don't want to go to Windows 11, so I figured I should do this as soon as possible. My girlfriend gave me a Mac to see if I can temp fix the screen is dead. Would I be able to get an HDMI adapter and have the display through the TV monitor? Keep the screen unplugged. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember because it's been such a long time since I've actually fixed a fucking MacBook. But one thing that I would do is unplug the screen because if the internal screen is not working but it sees it's plugged in, it may not allow the external to work in the same way that it would if you keep the internal screen unplugged. So keep the internal screen unplugged. Try seeing if it'll work via HDMI. It should. Where was I? The protest thing. So if I'm going to be consistent in my criticism, again, if you're protesting, whatever, you do you. The moment it's like you're stopping people from being able to do business, if that's where I or destroying business, that's where I really start to lose. That's where I start to lose support for you, and that's where I start to lose sympathy. And that's also one of the reasons that I despise this particular congressperson. I don't. That's one of the reasons I don't like that congressperson very much. But she's not a congressperson in the state that I have a state ID for anymore. All right, I am behind by 12 minutes. Let's see, 12 minutes. You have to run and be shredded. I'm not running. My dad's had 2 knee replacement surgeries, and I'd really like to avoid that. So I found ways that I can do cardio without bum, 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 bum. I don't want that constant shock on my knees. How far are you behind on chat? I'm at 10, 20, and 45 seconds. I'm waiting to see how many people are going to start copying and pasting shit and posting annoying shit because they think I can read 90 comments a minute. Okay, so every time I see somebody copying and pasting shit, I'm just banning you because I don't have the ability to read all this stuff. I use an elliptical. I use the elliptical because I used to do running, but I don't want to put the shock on my knees. Love the Rhythm live stream. Recently made a go at starting my own business. Have any quick tips off the top of your head? Where do you get your electronics and parts? Well, the second question, there's no way I can answer because there's like 30 different vendors and it's constantly changing. The first thing, don't be honest with yourself. Use archive.org to find Eli the Computer Guy's videos from 2010 to 2012 that he unlisted on his channel. There's one video on lying. You can lie to the world, but you can't lie to yourself. Watch that video and make sure that you are doing what makes sense for you. Make sure the service you're providing is a service that people actually want to pay for. So many people go out there and they do what they want to do rather than doing what people are actually willing to pay for, and it winds up really screwing them. Or even worse, they wind up listening to people that lie to them about what they want. For instance, like for years, people would say, Lewis, I wish you'd upgrade the RAM in MacBooks. I'd totally pay for it. I really want that. So I actually bought an actual spool of RAM chips from Micron. I've used 4 of them. Like in 4 years, I have used 4 RAM chips for one job because nobody wants it. Everybody says what they want, but what people are willing to actually pay for tells you what they actually value. Don't do things based on what you think is cool or what other people say. Do it based on what you can honestly, tangibly see people are willing to pay for. Start really small. And then see if people actually want to pay for something once you start really small. Does this idea actually work? And then scale it. Don't try scaling an idea crazily before you figure out if it's actually viable. Start the smallest inclination of it that you can. How long before you just become a Florida man? I don't know, JP. I don't know. I have a different direction I'm taking in life right now, and that's gonna kind of change where I wind up ending up. I didn't really know where I was gonna end up before, to be honest with you, but yeah, I do have to go to Miami by the end of this week. The end of the And occasionally you'll get lucky and hire a Paul S. instead of others. Indeed, Paul Daniels. Should we live in a technological society with agriculture or an agrarian society with technology? I don't see the utility to that question. Do you watch anime? I don't. I bought a 4066. Love it, thanks. I hope you got a broken one on eBay where you could just reattach one of these 3.5 millimeter plugs to it and then wind up with a microphone that costs $80 to $200 that works perfectly rather than spending $700 or $800 for a new one. I don't know if I want to move to Vegas. Vegas is a desert. Yeah, Las Vegas is an actual desert, and that is a bit too much for me. Have you ever considered creating an FAQ page for Overass questions? I don't know. Maybe. I don't actually have a website. Like I have a website for my business, but I don't have a website for, like me, the social media person. I see a lot of other people that do. Like they have press, media, sponsors, and I just like they're doing YouTube right. I don't even have a fucking website for myself as a personality, but I probably should, or at least have an FAQ. During your drive earlier, I edited 2 chapters, one of which was giving me nothing but trouble. When are you coming to Texas? I don't know. There's maybe by the end of the year. There's a specific reason that the end of the year may be a good time for me to go to Texas. And I'm glad you edited 2 more chapters. I look forward to you finishing that book because I'd like to read it at some point. I don't want to look up blackface Hitler on Twitter because I don't want to. Honestly, not going on Twitter makes me happy. I got rid of my personal Twitter in 2019. I'm happier for it. I am not missing out on anything. I have not missed out on anything in life as a result of not having Twitter. Truly. I have a Twitter for the nonprofit, but honestly, I'm not even the one logging into that most of the time. It has a little picture of me on it. And I wanted to log into it once, but 99% of the things I'm tagged in I have zero interest in and have nothing to do with me. So it's like, what the fuck am I wasting my time for on here? And then after I'm done going through the tweets that make no sense, I'll wind up returning to a bunch of tweets that are just political arguing and infighting and people trying to figure out in 140 to 280 characters how to make somebody else feel as bad as humanly possible. It is an unhealthy way to communicate. I stay off Twitter. Fuck that. You're not getting inside of my brain and rotting it. No, thank you. Why would truckers carry Trump flags in a Canadian protest? It's really like a WWF thing now. Politics is kind of like wrestling. It's like The Rock versus Triple H. It's tribal. How many toilets could you unclog in a typical... That's a dumb question. The protesters up here in Canada are not representative of actual working truckers. It's sad they don't represent my Canada. That's another reason that I haven't really done videos on it. Like, you know, when it came to like at least the BLM protests in my area, I could see, okay, this is an actual protest. You guys are just breaking shit. Because I was there. I could walk outside my store. I could walk around the block and actually see what is going on. I have no fucking clue what's going on in Canada because I'm not there. Probably be some good YouTube monetization money and actually going over that. And probably some really good YouTube monetization money and telling people what they want to hear. But I don't know. I've been happy with my cardio routine. I've been completely happy to ignore the YouTube money milk cow of talking about the Canada protests. Because I just don't care that much. I probably should, but I just don't. That's weird. I'll take your $5, but that's weird. Can I ask a question or is it only donations? I don't know. That's up to you. It looks like you asked 2 questions, but they're kind of useless. News is toxic. I agree. You have any crypto? Not right now that I know of. Gambling is eating cold breakfast. You do good work. Keep your name. Thank you. MacBook broken. Need help, please. Well, I have a playlist here for it. I didn't support the truckers until Trudeau became a dictator. I've never liked Trudeau much. I don't know much about the policy, I'll be honest with you. I want to be honest about it. I don't want to pretend that I'm smarter than I am because I'm not very smart. But there's something about Trudeau that I never liked. He always seemed like a smug vagina to me. Whoever ran the train horn nonstop deserves the tinnitus they inflicted on themselves and everyone around them. I don't know anything about a train horn. Honestly, the more comments I read about this, the more I'm kind of happy that I'm just not like really covering this. Or the fact that I'm honestly happy that I just kind of completely ignored this part of society. I can understand how that would aggravate people, Sir Use. What are your thoughts on what's going on in Ottawa? I don't think I can repeat myself anymore. I think I'm kind of run out of that topic. I'm kind of bored about that. Rewind. You'll find it if you rewind. Do you guys fix iMacs? I have one with a wonky video card. No to video card issues, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. There's nothing with video card issues. Yeah. There's probably other people that do. I just haven't really kept up with it, to be honest with you. Why are your eyes so dark? Because I was born with damaged DNA. That's why I'm ugly. That's why I'm good at board repair. Let's see. To be a... What are your thoughts on being a role model despite not wanting to? It's really weird because I don't think I should be a role model. I don't think people should aspire to be like me or look up to me. So it's very strange. Do YouTubers have a hard time finding sponsors for their videos? I don't know about others. I do. Nobody wants to sponsor this trash. How do I get buff like you? Do the soldering hammers weigh 40 pounds? No, and thank you for the $10. Again, I don't think I've actually gotten buffer. I think I've lost. Like I've lost like almost 9 pounds in the past week, 28 pounds in the past year. Probably going to lose another 7 in the next month and a half. It's really just 2 hours of cardio a day. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter like what's on my schedule, what's on my plate. I just do it. And I honestly feel so much happier for it. Incredibly happier for it. The fact that you can't ungroup taskbar items did it for me. I had to hack the damn OS just to be able to work normally. The centered start button is beyond stupid. It's Windows 8 all over again. I'm not fucking with Windows 11. Again, I'll be honest with you. I got a Xeon. I have a fucking quad-core Xeon in this computer, and I can't use Windows 11. Fuck that. That did it for me. The reason I kind of went to Linux is because I know I'm eventually going to have to because I'm going to be stuck using an unsupported operating system at some point. Why am I going to pay for an Because again, I'm at a point like 13-year-old Lewis could pirate Windows. 13-year-old Lewis could use Windows XP, ETHO, crack, whatever the fuck, because I was fucking 13 years old. Like who's gonna care or arrest me? I have a business, everything else. Like I can't pirate Windows anymore. Like I'm not 13. I have to pay for it. So if I pay for it, and like I'm not going to pay for an operating system that requires that I throw away a computer with a 9,000 CPU benchmark score. That's insane. This computer is more than enough for what I do. I don't even edit my videos. My videos are literally crappy, garbage little shit camera with no fucking color. You know, I don't do any color correction afterwards, no white balance changes or anything. I hit record in OBS, I hit stop record, I upload. I check my email, I answer fresh desk tickets from time to time, and like I respond. Like, again, I do web, like nothing that I do with this computer is even remotely intensive. I'm not using this processor at all. So why am I going to change over to a new computer just to work with Windows 11? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. I've never been to Jamaica. I have, James, and I have a video on that on the live channel. Too bad you said Trudeau was a smug vagina. I was hoping you would bring right to repair to Canada someday, but you're making your grave too early again. I'm not the one to bring right to repair to other countries, I'm afraid. That's going to have to come from you. That's going to have to come from you. Also, I believe that ship sailed, since I'm pretty sure I said that on at least 5 earlier videos that I did on this channel in like 2017 or 18. But yeah, I am responsible. You know, I do what I can in my own country. You'll have to do whatever you do in your country. Streams in the main channel are too convoluted. No, don't watch. It's my page. I post what I want on my page. You post what you want on your page, and we're happy. Want to say I really appreciate your take on New York City and basically anything, because it actually makes me feel sane and inspires me to work on myself. Thank you. I feel like in some way, the one thing that people get out of this channel is I say what they either want to say but don't know how to say, or are not able to say because if they say it, they'll get in trouble. And I have the ability to not get in trouble because, I don't know, you know, I don't have like a, quote, real job or anything like that. Twitter is the worst of humanity. I don't disagree with you. What do you think about the Pixel 6 screen repair? I've never tried to do a Pixel 6 screen repair before. I really only work on Android phones for data recovery. And by I mean Mark, David, or Chris at this point. But I haven't tried to do it. I have heard about issues with the fingerprint sensor, and I do genuinely believe at this point from everything I hear that this is not Google intentionally trying to stop repair. This is just them having really buggy software, because that is a trait of Google and their projects. Hint, anybody that's actually tried to use the new YouTube Studio or anything within YouTube understands that Google has a lot of buggy stuff that they do. But I have heard that there are people that work there that really do want right to repair to move forward, and that has warmed my heart. The fact that there are techs and programmers working at Google that will protest repair decisions that are made that are anti-right to repair, thank you. It means something to me. It really does. Come by the store. I'll get you lunch sometime. You are not ugly. You're a great guy and very inspiring. I'm trying to get a job to pay for phone repair training because of you. I do data recovery, put this money towards the Greenies Fund. Thank you very much. I don't know. I have enough people, like... I have enough videos with the top voted comment is, why do your eyes look like you got punched? Like, I recognize, objectively speaking, I'm kind of ugly, but I don't really give a shit. I'm not going to stop that from letting me from living my best life. I really don't care what other people think of how my face looks. Like, that's not going to stop me from trying to run my best business. That's not going to stop me from trying to get right to repair past. That's not going to stop me from teaching other people how to fix Apple shit, even if they don't want to, and it's not going to stop me from being happy. But yeah, like, I'm fully aware of what I look like. I have a mirror. And I can read my comment section. Twitter is a dumpster fire. I agree. Why does New York City hate electric bikes? Because they hate progress. They like virtue signaling about things like climate change, but anytime somebody comes up with a way to do it, like, hey, instead of using this electric car that's 353 watt-hours per mile, why don't you use this electric bike that's 30 watt-hours a mile? No, we can't do that. We can't do that because of safety. Yeah, fuck out of here. Thanks for everything you are doing on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, Sonny! Who started a fake TikTok in my name? One of you started a fake TikTok in my name. One of you started a fake TikTok in my name. One second. Thank you, Darren. If you, to be fair, you think Baker was Windows 11 with a BIOS setting change. Linux self-torture is still better. Maybe it could. I'm honestly happy that I switched over to Linux. And I'm happy that I figured out how to get all of my stuff working. So for instance, if I yell, I used to not know how to have a compressor or a VST plugin working for while I'm doing a live stream, but now I do. So if I talk low, you hear it. And if I talk loud, I don't distort my microphone. I actually found a really good LA2A emulator plugin for Linux, and I actually figured out how to use jack-off audio Jack off audio still clips from time to time, but again, the plugin is TLS-1295-LEA. Really good. And then Loud Max Stereo. So that those two in combined. So I have pretty much all my stuff set up to be able to do my live streams. I can do everything I used to do before. I got my little dongle so I can use DaVinci Resolve. I love DaVinci Resolve. That shit was actually worth paying for. I love that software. And yeah. Thank you, James Pollock. If you wish to widen your business more, what path you want to do? Supporting a lot of small companies or becoming a big boss? I honestly don't want to widen my business anymore. Can I be honest with you? Like, I've had, I've run like 4 or 6 businesses. 3 of those businesses I've run straight into the ground and destroyed, some of which at the expense of the color of my hair, the quantity of my hair, and the quality of my life, and the social relationships that I missed out on or ruined during the time period that I was focused on what I was building. I made one last final big risk when 2019, when I decided to move my store to a new location. Yeah. Cuomo's a cunt. I don't have any problems with nuclear power, I'll be honest with you. I'm not opposed to nuclear power. I'm not. I'm for green energy, and I think that if you want to have less fossil fuels, you really do need to have nuclear in the meantime until, 50 or 100 years down the line, we figure out how to make solar and everything else actually provide enough power to everything, and windmills and everything else. Nuclear power is a really good stopgap, and I'm not opposed to nuclear power. A lot of people that want green energy are opposed to nuclear power, but that's not me. What was I saying? Yeah, so like I made one big risk in 2019 when I moved my store to a new location, and I was this close to destroying my entire business, and now I have to live with a business that is less profitable now than it was over 3 years ago. So there's no Linux, OS 10, or Windows 11. Typewriter. So, typewriter. So, like, I made a stupid decision. I have to live with it. I'm not interested in making another one because again, I'm not interested in the stress involved. I'm not interested in the potential failure. I'm not interested in having to deal with the potential failure. And above all, if you fail enough times, then you just can't get up. Like, there is only so many times you can get up from rock bottom. If you hit rock bottom hard enough, you can't get up again. So I don't think I've earned the right or the ability to make more risks with my business because I fucked up too many times. I made too many stupid decisions. And I got to fix the decisions that I already made that are fucked up and put everything back together again before I focus on making it larger. If I have a business now that's less profitable than it was 3 fucking years ago, there's no way in hell I'm focusing on widening that. No, Dank Williams, it just comes from a general misunderstanding. A misunderstanding of economics and a fundamental aggravation at the... Everything that she does is just viewed through this ideological lens, and it's boring. Fuchsia OS, will it work and will it replace Android or Windows 11? I've never heard of Fuchsia OS, and I feel bad because you gave me 6 squiggly things, but let's see. Also, how far behind am I in the main chat? I am behind by 12 minutes. Holy shit. Fuchsia is an open source capability-based operating system developed by Google. If it's developed by Google, I'm not exactly that excited about it. YouTube money isn't finance. That stuff makes me sick, I'll be honest with you. Watching a bunch of people tell people what stocks they should buy based on fucking coin flips is... Yeah, I can't do that. I love watching your AMAs. Keep up the hard work. Thank you, Darren Crook. The majority of Canadians are in support of truckers. I think I went over the trucker thing earlier in the stream. I'm kind of done with that topic. What are your thoughts on cryptocurrency? A consensual Ponzi scheme. Let's see. Be glad you aren't sucked into the trucker protest vortex. Yeah, I've managed to avoid a good portion of it. Was told to try gain at $10. Was told to try gain at $10. Try gain at $10? Huh. Try a Tesla. It is a stress relief. Was told to try gain. Okay, I apologize. Usually... you do post a lot, and I do recognize your name, but I have no idea what that means, so I don't know how to respond to that. Support people who don't want vaccines like supporting suicide. I don't know. I don't know if that's really true. I mean, I know people that were exposed to COVID not once, but twice, and had absolutely, like in a very close quarters, and had zero issue, zero effect, zero anything, who said, since I've been exposed to it not once, but twice, I just didn't want to get it. Like, okay, I don't know. I wouldn't consider that suicide. I would just consider that them making a personal health decision. Like, I got both of my vaccines. That was my personal health decision. He made his personal health decision. I'm really not gonna, What do you do for cardio? An elliptical. I asked this question a few years ago, and very interesting answer about you wanting to see a certain Broadway singer live. What would make you the happiest man in the world? You're referring to my celebrity crush. I'm not going to say the name, because here's the thing. A few years ago, when nobody watched the stream, if I actually said who my celebrity crush was on stream, they wouldn't get bombarded with shit. Now there's enough people that watch this channel with 1.7 million subscribers that if I say the name, she's probably going to give a bunch of really creepy shit in her inbox, and I don't want to do that. But yes, I saw that show four times. Also, my mentor at Avatar Studios actually recorded the soundtrack album to that show, which is absolutely awesome. Lewis, I've been fixing GPUs and was wondering, is there a way to remove the RAM chips and test individually? It's been very easy repairing cards that were damaged by water or physical damage, depending on severity, but random failure is still beyond me. I have no idea. I honestly don't know. No clue. I would ask a gentleman in my Discord. There's a gentleman in my Discord who is more of a GPU repair person than I am. I am not going to pretend to know about things that I don't know about. If I do, just wind up looking like a complete idiot. Let me just get his username, and I'm hoping that his username shows up before the next question shows up on stream. So I'm just starting Discord. Discord takes forever to start. This is not IRC. This is some bloated shit. Okay, so go to my Discord and find No One, that dude, and you can ask him. Now, what's my Discord link? Who the fuck knows? Let me see if I can make an invite here. Okay, here we go. We're going to get an invite. Do we get an invite? No limit. Expire never. Generate new link. Copy. And all right. It's posted into the main chat. So yeah, ask No One on the Discord. He's a good dude. Somebody was fucking with him. I posted it on my community page. He actually answered somebody's question and he gave them good advice, and this absolute jackass came in and just shit all over it. It honestly made me sad because at first I thought, oh, who is this jackass? And then he actually has over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's just, it made me very sad. If you look at my community page, you'll see that that guy is actually being really nice. He's trying to help somebody, not charging anything. Just here's how I would go about trying to find that fault. Just trying to teach somebody how to find out for themselves what's going on rather than just spoon feed them a solution. Some guy just comes along and acts like such an asshole. It was just very, very depressing because somebody was actually trying to teach somebody. What would you do? I need to narrow my 3-week-old side business. I now take on reparations, whatever I understand. Should I go with a brand or what I think is fun? I do not understand that question at all. I'm sorry. I know you're about electric bike, but have you tried road cycling for cardio? I have not. I don't know what that is exactly. Do you manufacture problems with computers to make videos? No, I don't. There's honestly that's the whole point of having a repair shop. So one of the things about my channel is that the content is not manufactured content. So for instance, you know, when I was looking for a new store, that was actually my experience dealing with garbage real estate. When I do videos of like the city being dead, that's literally just me walking around with my camera and saying, look, open, look, retail space for lease, retail for lease, retail for lease. And when I'm doing board repair videos, those are actual boards that people brought me. I do run a business. And one of the reasons that I've never really been able to do much with collaborations on this channel is that every time somebody comes to me with like they want to do a collaboration, they say, okay, what should the topic be? What should we do? You know, how should it go? Like, what should the situation be? And I don't know how to do that shit. I really don't. Like, my channel is really, like, if I'm mad at the news, I just put my camera on and I yell at the news. If I'm fixing something, I'm fixing something. If I'm trying to find real estate, I'm finding real estate. If I'm riding my bike, I'm riding my bike. It's just, this channel is really just the story of my life. It's never really been manufactured content. The moment that I try to do manufactured content, who knows? I don't think it would work. I think people would tell. The thing is, there's a lot of people that do more of that stuff, and like I think that they like, for instance, I forget the name. This is one dude. He has a good channel. I'm not shitting on it, but it's like, you know, it's something where it's like, I bought 20 PS4s. Can I fix them? He's getting like 400 to 800K views a board repair video. Like, I'm done with board repair videos. I get it. Nobody wants to watch me fix shit anymore. When I fix shit, nobody gives a fuck. I'm happily passing the torch on to other people with that. Like Paul Daniels, Tim Herman, Jesse Cruz, iPad Rehab. And again, like the Tronics fixes of the world, all those people, like people want to see somebody else fix boards but me, and God bless them. but I don't really feel passionate about doing those videos anymore. I did spend over 6 years making those videos. I have over 600 of them. And again, I do want to see the next generation of people really, add on to that format and also may do it in a manner that people actually care to watch. I'm not successful at that anymore. I'm not successful at doing board repair videos anybody gives a fuck about. So I'm really excited to see other people entering and getting people excited. And the amount of people that are probably getting into repair because they're watching Tronics Fix or, Jesse Cruz or Tim Herman or Paul Daniels even, or other people like that. Very happy to see. You are not ugly. I love your olive skin. Thank you, Autumn Beauty. That's very kind of you. OnlyFans going. I don't have an OnlyFans. Actually, I do. You have to check on youtube.com/Rossmann Group. Click the button. There is an OnlyFans button there. You can see what's on it if you click. Let's see. I have no idea what that... You miss basement, or is it that idea you lived in a basement? A false assumption. I used to have a basement that I used as my office space. That was a long time ago. Very few people remember what it was like when I was in a basement. I didn't record it back then. I do have a couple of Yelp reviews from it, and there are some people that I know. One person I just recently reconnected with that actually remembers what that garbage office looked like. But yeah, I do remember what it was like back then. I don't miss it. I do not miss that part of my life at all. I don't miss being surrounded by mold, and no. I'm glad you switched to Linux. I am too, at the end of the day, even if I have to deal with jack-off audio. Why so petty, chat? Because it's YouTube chat. Of course they're going to be petty. Who are you fooling? You're not even Canadian. You're saying that like it's an insult. You're not even Canadian. That's correct. I'm not Canadian. That's the weakest insult I've ever heard. As the flux capacitor hits 85 miles an hour, the logic board is fixed. Also, Lewis, what is Discord? Maybe I added you. Yeah, ask no one in Discord. He'll help you fix your board. Girardi man, did you and Erica break up? Yes, we did. We have broken up. She is a lovely woman, and I hope that she finds somebody that makes her happy, and I hope the same for myself. She's a great person. Still friends with her. I would show up to her baby shower. I'd show up to her wedding. I'd be happy for her, but we were not for each other for a romantic relationship. Such is life. James Oldages, what do you have against bow ties? Everything. I don't like ties either. Funny story. So the first right to repair lobbying meeting that I ever did in 2015, when I went to a legislature, I was this close to not going because Gay Gordon Byrne at repair.org, lovely woman, very kind, asked everybody to wear a tie. And I remember telling Jessa, fuck that, I am not wearing a tie. No way in hell I'm wearing a tie. And I showed up with my little motherboard, charger and a schematic. Those are board repair videos, and only yours work as background as for my writing. I swear it has to do with your voice and your temperament. I don't know. Try Tronics Fix. Again, dude gets 400k views a fucking video. He's doing something I'm not. You may prefer those videos for your writing. Most other people do. But I appreciate it, Anne. Thank you. What was I saying? I completely forgot what I was just talking about. Yeah, I completely forgot what I was just talking about. Next topic. Let's see. I do have to have a post-it pad here or something. Are you hot for Lioness and vice versa? I'm not hot for Lioness, but I'm sure there are people that are hot for Lioness. And if they are hot for Lioness, actually, no, that's probably a bad thing. They'd have to deal with his wife. I wonder how Linus's wife deals with people that are hot for him. That's got to be weird. That's probably strange. Because he has like 10 times the subscribers I do. Like 100 times the viewership I do. That's got to be weird. Yeah. I don't know how he deals with it, but I'm sure there are people that are hot for Linus. Completely forgot what I was just talking about. That literally just went in. I love your board repair videos. It's ASMR and I learn. Thank you, Darren. Sean Stubb, good luck convincing people of that. That's the problem. I respectfully disagree. I've completely and utterly failed a number of times. While you may get to the point that the cost-benefit of getting back up is unfavorable, it never stops being possible. We agree to disagree. Howdy doody, Lewis. Hello, Jessica, whatever. How are you? Hope everything is doing well in Nashua. Do you like pizza? No, I hate carbs. I despise carbs. I don't want no carbs. Get out of here with your stinking carbs. Appreciate your COVID take. We'll say with the kid who's too young to get vaccinated and is also being immune. It feels like the world is leaving us behind and it sucks. I don't really understand the whole thing where, like, I've heard this on the news, like, they're trying to vaccinate the children now. That's a weird one to me. Like, I understand when they say for adults, okay, you know, they will fire you if you get vaccinated. Okay, I can understand what you mean. But when they're like, they're trying to vaccinate your kids now, that's too far. It's like, isn't that what we've done our entire lives? Like, I got all my vaccines as a kid, you know? Like, I just don't get that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was born in the 80s. Like, in the 90s, my parents took me to the doctor to get all my vaccines. Like, vaccinating children was not really something that was seen as, quote, cruel or something. But it's very weird. When I hear the charged language that gets used on certain news sites or videos, it's like, they're trying to vaccinate the kids now. This is too far. Like, really? That's a bridge too far? I don't know. Seems weird to me. I don't know. You do you. You do you, I do me. You do you, I do me. Thanks for all the knowledge over the years. Keep it up. Thank you, Cody Jam. Thank you very much. How do you think why rent skyrocket in New York City? Rent skyrockets in New York City because the laws of supply and demand is pretty much if supply goes up and demand goes down, price goes up. We have a magical society here that completely ignores the laws of supply and demand. It's this magical law of supply and demand. I tried to join Discord group and it says I have no permission or link invalid. Yeah, Discord sucks balls. I don't know what to say. I give up. I stopped even bothering putting links in my description because every time I do it says that it expired even though I clearly set the link to never expire. I clearly set it to have unlimited uses and it never fucking works. But the thing is, I don't really have much incentive to fix it because the Discord is kind of a dumpster fire anyway. It brings in no revenue, but every now and then somebody will take a screenshot of something some idiot said at 3 in the morning when no moderators were awake and say, is this what Louis Rossmann approves of? And it winds up just kind of being a black eye on the channel and the company in general. So I don't really have the incentive structure to actually figure out how to make it work because it doesn't bring in any revenue. But in general, it's just kind of a place for people to be idiots. But no one is there. No one is the username, and he may be able to help you with your GPU thing. You just have to figure out how to actually make this shit work. How do I stay disciplined? You have to have an incentive. You have to have a motive. You have to have something that's kind of inspiring you there. I have something right now. What's yours? My inspiration is not going to work for you. I didn't receive no torch. WTF, says Paul Daniels. Let's see. How is Paul Daniels doing, actually? I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Is that true? Is that true? Paul Daniels ain't got no torch? Let's see. Let's see. How's Paul Daniels doing? How are the cats? Do you intend to bring them over? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have intentions. I don't mean that like as I don't mean to be sly. I just don't have intentions. I don't really know. I don't even know if I intend to stay in New Hampshire. Who the hell knows? I'm just kind of making it up as I go. But what? Look, Paul Daniels killing it. Look at this. He's got thousands of people watching his stream every day. This dude's got 33,000 subscribers. Paul Daniels is fucking killing it. What do you mean you haven't gotten no torch? You have that thing burning right now. We're going to post it into the... By the way, if you guys miss border pair videos, I just posted a link in the video description. Do check them out. Paul Daniels has revolutionized this entire sector by creating the board view software that he did because nobody else had this shit. Nobody else had this shit before he did it. We used to have fucking Landrex Tesling from 1995 that barely works until he blessed us with his beautiful software. Or to be accurate, Chlordite blessed us with the original version. Paul Daniels, very good chance that he murdered him, put him in a basement, took his software, took credit for it, made a closed source version of it that I now use because it's convenient. Who knows? I don't know what they do in Australia, but check him out. Paul Daniels, he's a cool guy. Maybe he'll eventually do a video clarifying what happened to Chlordite. I want to thank you for providing a great service and giving out all those free videos. I love your videos because you tell it how it is. Thank you, Dismantle. I got rid of Vimeo because the cost since I ran out of storage at $1,000 a year was up to like 10 or 20,000 a year. So now I just don't care. I'm using Library to mirror my content. Are you involved in right to repair from other countries? Nope. And do you think legislations from U.S. will affect other countries? I don't know. I mean, again, we don't even have anything here yet, so I don't know if legislation here is going to affect anywhere else because we don't have anything in America yet. All we have are, an executive order where Biden is asking the FTC to make rules, and then people like me submit 64-page white papers to the FTC and hear nothing back after 6 months. Well, 4 months if I'm being fair. Yeah, 4 months. That kind of sucked. That was a kick in the dick, I'll be honest with you. Such is life. We'll see. I actually do have one person that's working on something. He's like poking around in the EU and everything in Canada, but we'll see if that actually goes anywhere. No way to tell if that goes anywhere just yet. You forgot the coder. I did. I fucked up. Here, my bad. He actually makes some really good videos. We are going to... Yeah, I did. I probably forgot a lot of people. Another person that's passing it... Holy shit, he's made it to 39,000 subscribers. This dude does good repairs. Check him out. I'm gonna... Have you thought about visiting the UK? I have not. I have not. I'm of Canadian lineage. I find that comment A. Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Somebody was like, "You're not even a Canadian," but they were using it was like said with an insulting tone, and it's like, I don't know. You really shouldn't use like saying that somebody's not Canadian as an insult unless. And then you can't get offended at that. Like you can't say, "You're not even a Canadian," and then be like, "Yeah, I'm happy that I'm." I don't know. You can't be offended at the very thing that you used as an insult being a point of pride for somebody else. Like, no, you don't get to do that. Okay. My mate Vince has a night repair channel. He seems to keep it close to an everyday person. I haven't watched his stuff, but I've heard of him. I can make fan spin. Can you? Let's see. Oh, the wearing ties and showing up at board repair somewhere. Yeah, so I actually wound up showing up to the legislature in this New York State without a tie. And the thumbnail picture to that video 7 years ago is me standing outside the legislature with a giant smile on my face, not wearing a tie. I actually got 2 people to co-sponsor the legislation that previously were against the piece of legislation. Now, that piece of legislation died. It never went anywhere. But I got 2 co-sponsors of the bill without wearing a tie. I don't wear ties. I'm not going to wear a tie. You're not going to get me to wear a tie. It's just not happening, so stop trying. I don't want to wear a tie. Ties are just businessman nooses, says Jessica, whatever. I agree. I am not a fan of ties. Out of pure curiosity, how much does the average repair shop make in a year? No clue. I only know what mine makes. No clue what everybody else does. Keep telling yourself that, Wes. Keep telling yourself that. It's not a vaccine if you keep needing more shots. Okay, then what's the flu vaccine? Let's see. Don't get me wrong, I never got the flu vaccine. Like, I haven't gotten it in my life, but I mean, like even 10 years ago, it was completely normal that they had a different flu shot every year. What do you think of Dell supporting right to repair with his new fixable laptop Luna? Show me the money. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm tired of these fucking concepts, and it's like, here, you don't have to worry about any legislation or people, none of that type of stuff. No, look, we have this thing that may come out in 2030. Like, fuck out of here. I'll believe it when I see it. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I know what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to say, oh, yay, it's a step in the right direction. Look, they're doing something good. I'll believe it when I see it. And not a second sooner. You think the Steam Deck is going to carve out an audience or will it go the way of Google Stadia? A lot of people seem really excited about it. But again, does that excitement translate into profits for the company? That's going to be the important thing. I don't know. We'll see. I'd love to talk to them about it. It seems like they're trying to do something noble. They're making parts available to iFixit. That's really cool. Did you hear about the OpenSea phishing thing? I have not. Hello, Bernsey. Do you believe in a God? I don't. I don't think it's bad if you do. I don't look down on people who do. I actually think, organized religion does have a place in society to give people a sense of community, a sense of meaning, a sense of morality. I just don't personally. But I'm not one of those people that simply because I don't believe in God looks down on others who believe in God or laughs at them or thinks they're stupid or anything like that. And there's a lot of that in our culture, especially in New York City. You have a lot of people in New York City that just kind of think if you believe in God, you're one of those Stone Age idiots that doesn't know any better. I've absolutely despised the way that you have so many people in places like New York City just look down on people like they're pieces of crap because they have a different belief system. But I personally don't believe in God. Edward, you can't keep copying and pasting shit. There's like fucking 90 comments a minute. You can't do that. There's no way in hell I will ever catch up with anything if everybody does that. If everybody does that, it just doesn't work. Sorry, gotta time you out. You can't do that. If I do it to you, I gotta do it. If I do it with everybody else, I gotta do it to you. What's your daily driver mouse for the laptop? I don't use a mouse, I use a trackball. M570. I don't use a trackpad, I use a track point. I don't use a mouse, I use a trackball. Do you have any nonfiction recommendations? Jim Camp's Start With No, one of my favorite books of all time. You're asking the wrong person that question, Unbroken. How about a bow tie? Fuck bow ties. What do I look like? Mid-2000s Tucker Carlson? Once you try a real expensive suit, you will want to wear a tie and a watch. Maybe. Moderna stocks tank. I don't know. I think everything is kind of a bubble right now. Do you recall which circuit breakers to use when you had a unit pack power battery at backfire? I gotta look it up. I actually have the entire list of that. I have the entire list of it somewhere. But I actually have an actual parts list for that. Thoughts on Freedom Convoy in Canada? Already went over it. Not repeating myself 50 times in a video. Rewind the video. You'll find it. Have you ever taken LSD? No, I'm sorry. I haven't. I'm not that interesting at parties. No LSD for me. Who is Steve Burke? I don't know any programming languages, Dexy. I use a trackball because it's better. I did not buy another framework laptop Maximal because I'm a cheapskate. I went back to my ThinkPad. Also, the other thing is my ThinkPad was not working right with Windows, so I reinstalled Windows and it was still working like shit. So I figured if it's going to work like shit, then what I should do is just try Linux. And I did try Linux, and I never figured out why with Windows it was working like a Pentium 2, but it doesn't anymore. So I was this close to just tossing this thing out. This is a test. Thank you. Why do you do so many AMAs? I don't know. Why do you bitch so much in the comments? It's crazy downtown Ottawa is completely cleared out. Huh. What do you think about Logitech MX Ergo? I've never seen that before. Would you move your business from New York? I don't know. I don't know how many people here would actually be willing to move. And honestly, I'm just not at a point in my life where I really want to start from scratch. Starting from scratch sucks. If my business were more profitable, it would be a different story. And it would be different if I also didn't have, like, if my best employees hadn't set down roots there, like proposed to their girlfriends there, bought houses there. It makes it complicated. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't actually move and enjoy my life elsewhere. I think for a long period of time, I kind of thought that, like, my business would have to move in order for me to live my life. But what was the point of all the early work then? Like, what was the point of showing up in 2010 and 11 at 7 in the morning, leaving at 11 or 12 at night, getting home at 1 in the morning, sleeping for 5 hours, waking up at 6, and getting back to work at 7 the next day for years when I was making, like, reinvesting everything in the business and barely paying myself $20,000 or $15,000? Like, what was the point of all that if I don't get to make up for some of it now? I'm doing all right. Thank you. This is a test. Steve Burke equals Gamers Nexus. He seems like a nice person. He seems like a genuine person. I would trust Gamers Nexus Steve to pet Mr. Clinton. He seems like a good guy. I hope the best for his business. I hope that dude becomes a billionaire. You can tell that he cares about accuracy, he cares about honesty, he cares about integrity, and he cares about providing for the people that watch. He has a serious sense. I'm not going to say what he told me, but you could tell he has a serious sense of loyalty. The same one that when you asked that question the first time for free, which is gym camp start with no. And I'm not interested in going to a university for any art degree ever. I have no interest in going to college. I have less now than I did 10 years ago, and I had very little 10 years ago when I dropped out. And I'm very happy that I dropped out 10 years ago. I think I made the right decision. But you could tell that, I'm not going to say the specific things he said that led me to this belief, or just the way he came off. Thank you, GF. He has a very, very, very serious sense of loyalty to his audience and his fan base. Like, you could tell that if Steve got something wrong in a video, that shit would keep him up at night. Like, or if just the way that he reruns all of his tests and the amount of fucking time. Like, when he was telling me that, like, the time that went into some of the tests that they do to get the benchmark results that they do, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there's no way in hell I would do all that work. Just for the slightly higher accuracy in a graph. That dude puts in work. Like, he's one of those people where if he just became a billionaire, I just look and go, yo, you deserved it. You know? What are your opinions on controversial topic? Oh, James, you used to ask good stuff. What is this? What is this? How did you meet your girlfriend? I am currently single. Let's see. Where'd you move again? I don't know where I moved. I don't think I have moved. I haven't moved anywhere. I'm a nomad. I'm going to another country next month. I'm going to Miami this week. I'm in New Hampshire right now. I went to New York for a few days. Who the fuck knows? I am what you call a nomad. I have moved nowhere. I am no one. I live nowhere. Would you consider getting a tiny house and driving it across the country? No, I don't want to have a tiny house. Screw that. That sounds like a scam. Do you ever thought of political way? I don't know what that means. Political way? What is that? Have you thought about protecting hardware? Producing hardware? No, I'm an idiot. I don't know how to produce shit. I barely know how to fix shit anymore. But like, people think that I know how to produce hardware. I don't. Again, I take Flux. I go whoop. I take a hot air station. I do this. I heat shit up. After I heat shit up, it works again. You all think I'm smart for some really weird reason, and then I charge the customer money. But like, I can see when there's an issue that happens over and over again. But dude, you need engineers to produce hardware. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Somebody with a brain will do that. You can have my drive, Bam Bam, if you want. College is a scam. Lots of modern college is a scam. That makes me sad. I don't think you have any kids, but how do you feel about TikTok teachers indoctrinating kids with progressive left-wing craziness? I don't know, because I haven't sat in the classroom. The only thing that I know about this stuff is what I see on social media. And I remember when I was a kid and I would hear adults talk about what was going on in schools, and then I would know what was actually going on in school based on being there. And one thing I realized as a kid is adults have no fucking clue what goes on in schools. None whatsoever. They get their information from the news, from friends, from rumors, but they don't actually sit in a classroom. I think any adult that sat in my classroom as a kid would have demanded every teacher have been fired immediately and redone the entire education system. My experience as a kid has taught me that adults have no idea what's going on in school. So again, I recognize my biases. I have a right-wing bias when I look at news. I have a right-wing bias through the lens that I view the world, and I acknowledge that bias. And I have to acknowledge that bias, because if I don't, I'll wind up getting tossed into a sea of bullshit where I just believe stuff because I have a bias towards it. But I would really want to actually sit in the classroom and hear what is said to the children and hear what's being said. When if there's a way that I can actually watch and see how things are explained without me being in the room, because if I'm in the room, they're going to change it. I'd really be interested in that, because then I'd actually get to understand if it's, real or just a pile of bullshit. I hope you're well. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much. Do you get invited to other podcasts? Not very often. I'm not very popular. Are you going to get on Tinder? Fuck no. I would sooner fuck a fucking Kleenex box for the rest of my life than use some shitty swiping app. There's no dignity in that. It really isn't. It's like, please like me, please like me, please like me. And then you wind up, and then like half of the people on there, like, they're not even interested. They just want to see that other men swiped on them. It's so, like, you're just building up the egos of other people. It's disgusting. It's not a way to actually have real conversations. It's not a way to engage with people. It's just, ugh. No, thank you. Fuck that. Fuck Tinder, fuck Bumble, fuck all that crap. You know, if I find somebody, I find somebody. If I find somebody during the course of me living my life, great. If I don't find somebody in the course of me living my life, I don't know, there's always a box of Kleenex over there. But at the end of the day, I have no fucking interest in some fucking swiping app. Let's see. I don't want to live in a van down the river. NZK, it's because people are drama queens. Large drama queens. I don't need GPUs huge. Paul Daniels' software could be run with a, you know, with a GeForce 440 MX. Do you think people with Aspergers could be successful business owners? I don't know. Probably. The thing is with people with Aspergers is they see things differently than other people. And just because they may not have the best social skills doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have good business skills. Now, it is going to be difficult to deal with, again, if you don't have good people skills, you're going to have to find a way to deal with this. That's why I suggest people read Jim Camp's Start With No. It's really good at teaching you how to advocate for yourself. And he has a general system that even if you are completely socially autistic, you may be able to put into place and follow to the point where you don't get screwed over in all of your dealings. It's going to be harder, but in some ways it may be easier. It's the ways that where I think it's going to be easier is if you see the world in a different way, or if you learn things differently than other people and you're able to learn things quicker in a particular field, you may wind up be running a better business there. You also may see opportunities that other people don't. Do you know what happened to that one kid you helped in that Mac repair video? No clue. I never heard from him again after that. You train your employees. Not well. Not well. I really like my employees. So the training for my employees is pretty much, here's some YouTube videos. Watch this shit. I wish you the best of luck in figuring it out. Do you anticipate any collaborations with Lioness Tectus in the future? No, but that's because I don't do collaborations in general. So it's not like snubbing Linus. It's just I don't do collaborations because my channel is literally just like hit start record, discuss what's bothering me today, discuss what I'm doing today, and that's that. Collaborations typically involve, hey, let's make up this topic and let's create this fictional scenario and then let's have this end, like let's create this story because our people really want to see both of us on camera. And it's not for me. It's not how I do YouTube. Like my page is literally like me screaming at the news. Yes, I don't understand why people don't believe me when I said that. And it's really, like, I get it. Like 1.7 million people want to be able to type, I'm sorry, my condolences. Oh, that must be so horrible. And it's like, I really have no interest in like hearing 1.7 million people copy and paste the same shit. But yes, Adamant IT seems pretty good if we're talking about other channels. I haven't heard of it. But yeah, by all means, if they're doing repair videos, check it out. What's your experience with wireless earbuds unbalanced volume issues? I don't use, I've used, like, again, the Shure, BCM2, I think. I haven't had any problems with this, but I haven't used any actual wireless earbuds where each earbud is its own discrete unit. I've never used those before. I didn't have that experience, Bill V. I mean, don't get me wrong. My education experience is absolute, utter trash. It was garbage, but it wasn't political. It was apolitical trash. So, you know, the teachers hated the students. The teachers made it clear they hated the students. The teachers taught everything they taught in the most boring, mundane, miserable, monotone way as humanly possible. They made it clear that they hated us, but there was no left-wing or right-wing indoctrination one way or the other. Holy fuck, TK, stop repeating yourself. Let's see. Kanye West's wife has a boyfriend. You know what? I don't follow Kanye West. I honestly don't. I don't follow any of this stuff, and I'm kind of proud of it. I don't know anything about these celebrities. I don't care about them. Have you thought about running for politics? No. Don't you collaborate with Uncle Rich? Yeah, but that's different. That's not a collaboration. That's like we would have had that conversation anyway. He simply turned on the camera for a conversation that already would have happened. He didn't have to come up with and stage, and he didn't have to. It wasn't like we staged an idea, then we staged what to say, and then we staged what to do. Rich has a very similar channel to this in one regard. It's a better channel in my opinion in every way. But the one thing he does is he literally just records his life. Like that dude just. what you see is what you get. He's not making shit up for the camera. He's not, going out of his way to think about a concept or whatever. Like, he's just a dude living his life and recording it. And the reason that it's so funny is because he's a man who's, in my opinion, from what I've met, he's filled with joy all the time. And he makes people happy wherever he goes. He can make people laugh wherever he goes. He's like, him and his friend Stevano, they are genuinely good people. But they live very interesting lives. And they just turn on the camera for their interesting lives. It's different from content where it's like so scripted the entire way. No, I forgot, Wes. I'm a piece of shit. Why don't you just start fixing motherboards? The willpower to learn. Most useful book you've read. Jim Camp, Start With No. I still like that book. You should help start some podcasts with other tech YouTubers or streamers. I don't think any of them are interested in talking to me. I'm not a people person in general, so I don't really blame them for not wanting to talk to me. But do you see a therapist? No, not now. I have in the past, though. What mic is that? This is a DPA 4066. Let's see. Where am I? What I miss? Are you good with computers? Sometimes. What kind of water is that? Florida, I think it has fluoride in it. Florida man water. Floridian water. I have an opportunity to get hands on a broken MacBook Pro 2015. Screen randomly flickers on and off. Do you think that that's worth a random nerd trying to fix or better sell for parts? It probably has a broken screen, which, James, if you were able to buy LP133 WP1 TJAs or LP154 WT1, if you were able to buy those screens for $72 to $90, like I could back in the day, then you would replace that screen and don't get me wrong, it's a miserable experience and you're going to break the first one you do, but you'd be able to profit. Since you can't buy those parts anymore because they're no longer produced or available anywhere, you're likely buying something that is going to be a complete waste of money and not something that you could make money on fixing. Again, if you were able to buy those parts, then yes, but I haven't been able to buy those parts for like 5 years now. Who is your favorite cat? Mr. Clinton. The ball, this is not a mouse. This is a trackball. The trackball is what moves things. As a resident of Massachusetts, what can I do to help Right to Repair pass? Other than calling representatives. Call representatives. Get people to give a shit. Get people to care. You know what's really pisses me off is I actually have a 15-minute long video that explains what normal people can do. And I can't remember the title of it, so I can't link it. Because I get that question all the time. And I did a video addressing that specific question, and I can't figure it out. If anybody knows what that video is, if you can email me at lewis@rossmangroup.com, I'd appreciate it. Because I want to be able to actually respond every time somebody says that with my little canned response video that answers the question in full. What am I doing watching you? I don't know. Wasting your time, probably? I have not fished. I don't think you can fish when it's 23 degrees outside. I'm pretty sure all the fish are frozen. If a repair shop cannot fix a phone during 2 weeks, am I obligated to give them money? Did you agree to it? If you agreed to, I don't know. You haven't given me enough in that situation to go on, to come to an opinion. When are you coming back? Clinton, I ate all the food and I haven't eaten in 2 weeks. That's you full of shit, you little cunt. I saw you eat very recently. Get out of here, Oreo. Ice fishing is a thing. No way. When it's negative 15 degrees, those fuckers are all frozen. There's no way in hell. When it hit negative 15 a few weeks ago, I'm confident all those fucks froze. No way. No way. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Prove it. Prove it. How much do you charge to recap a Mac LC475? I don't know because I have no idea how much work goes into that. Email paul.s@rossmangroup.com. That's paul.s@rossmangroup.com. And he will provide you with a price. Have you ever used a rowing machine for cardio? I have. I actually have one in my old apartment, and it's broken. I actually destroyed it. I destroyed it in 8 months. By the way, love your videos. Come to Texas. We're welcoming here. You know, I do want to visit Texas at some point. I may later this year. But yeah, I used the rowing machine, and I actually destroyed my fucking rowing machine in my apartment. Like, I killed it. Erica tried to fix it for a month, and she couldn't figure it out. I tried to fix it. I couldn't figure out how to get it back together, and I just kind of gave up on it. And now I use an elliptical. My grandma who adores you and thanks for your tenacity. Thank you, Miss Mary. I don't know what it is, but I prefer using... it's easier for me to use the elliptical for 2 hours and maintain that heart rate than it is for me to use the rowing machine for even a half hour. Have you ever considered moving to Cincinnati? It's 20 years in the past, so it's all the stuff you like. People ice fish by dragging a shack out on the ice. That's crazy. But I have not considered moving to Ohio. I have considered moving right across the street from Grove City Barbecue and City Barbecue in Grove City, Ohio, because that's pretty much the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. Like traveling the country and trying all the different barbecue places. Grove City Barbecue. Oh my God, that is so good. That is so good. You guys are so spoiled to be able to have that available anytime you want. They're all into the ice, man. Again, I'll believe it when I see it, but I'm pretty sure you guys are full of shit. Those fish are fucking frozen until the summer. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, man. -15, those fish are frozen. I'll believe it when I see it. It's called drill a hole in the ice. I don't know. I think you guys are fucking with me. Can I go to your store and buy Amtec Flux there? No, you cannot. You have to buy... If you want to pick it up locally, you buy it on the site, you choose local pickup, and then you show up. If you show up to the store, they're just going to tell you to buy it on the website, because it fucks with the inventory system if you don't do it otherwise. I don't have a system that syncs the inventory between in-store and online store, and it's not worth it for me to spend, $100,000 setting up some fucking inventory syncing shit, because very few people buy shit in the store anyway. It's like one person walks in every year and asks for this. So you got to buy it on the site and choose local pickup. If you buy it on the site and choose local pickup, they'll give it to you. But you got to buy it on the site and choose local pickup. And you can't be salty if they tell you to buy it on the site when you show up. We're not built for making customers happy with stuff like that. We should. It's just I haven't. Like, too many business fails to spend money on that shit. There are systems where you could like have your inventory in QuickBooks and then sync it between multiple platforms, but one of the platforms that's used for inventory doesn't work with any of the other ones that I want to sync with. So I'd have to create some separate script on some other platform to then manage it in this platform, and it's like I'm not doing all of that work for literally like one sale a year. But yeah, you can buy it on the site if that didn't scare you away. And then choose local pickup. Thank you, Michael Quaintance. You have no idea how many people actually buy with local pickup. It literally says in all caps and all bold, do not buy this if you want it shipped. We will not ship this. And like they think, oh my God, there's free shipping to Uganda. And then they email us a month later all pissed off saying, I can't believe you didn't ship my shit. It's like, fuck you. It's local pickup. Trying to scam me? I didn't give a shit about Radio Shack. I tried to get a job there and never heard back from them. Can't use an online account from in-store. I don't know what you mean. Isn't that Hi-Hi's job? Hey, that is a good idea. I should make Hi-Hi in charge of coming up with an inventory syncing system. I used to have that back in the day for the supply company, but then it was actually worth it because I was selling 1,200 items a day. I don't know, Ryan Frawley. It depends on my mood. Probably not, because I have to be there for something very quickly, and then I have to come back here very quickly, so I may not. I did have a really good meetup in Fort Lauderdale, though. That was probably one of the best ones that I did throughout the country. That one, the Boston one, and the New Hampshire one were the three best. I don't know yet. But yeah, I used to have so I used to sync between Amazon, two Magento stores, eBay, and some other platform. And it was like I had a system for it. But like again, that was when I was selling 1,200 individual orders a day. That's how fish sticks are made. They pull them from a frozen lake, put some crumbs on them, and shove them in a box. I don't know. I don't know if I believe you. Don't know if I believe you. Can't keep answering the same question, Twitchzilla. Can't keep answering the same question. It starts to get annoying. Let's see. How much to come up with a code to do this? $5. $5. This is a Logitech M570. Logitech? Laga? How's the 501c4 and C3 been going overall? They're going. Working. Hiring lobbyists. Slowly adding wiki entries. Tim Herman has added a bunch of amazing shit to the wiki recently. Let's see. Some fuckface was making fun of the GPU articles in the wiki, and I put it in my community post, but what are you going to do? Haters going to hate. What are you going to do? Some people just hate, as Taylor Swift would say. They just gonna hate. Okay. Let's see, what is this here? Yeah, the Tim Herman's fucking killing it. Look at this. Look at this. You could find Tim Herman at TCRS Circuit. Find him on YouTube, TCRS Circuit. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this fucking detailed troubleshooting guide right here. This is fucking amazing. Look at this. And this is the kind of shit that I can actually fund here. Like, because people can't do repairs when they're writing books at the same time. Like, there has to be some sort of competition. Yeah, how about, you know what I'm going to do on my way to Florida? Here's what I'm going to do. Once I get past Virginia, I'm going to go straight to Florida. I'm not stopping in North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia. I learned my lesson last time. No, there's only one person out there that knows why I am literally stopping to take a piss in Virginia, stopping in Jacksonville, then going to Florida. But I'm skipping the Carolinas and Georgia this time. I learned my lesson. But look at how detailed this is. Like, this is fucking insane. Even for, this is crazy. Look at this. This is literally a book. But, again, Repair Preservation Group can actually fund the writing. Can you imagine how much easier it would have been to learn board repair if this existed in the beginning? Like, when I started doing Mac repair in 2008 and 9, if this resource existed, I maybe would have started doing this work like 5, maybe 7 years sooner than I actually did. How many people would have working MacBooks other than crap in the garbage? And that's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to build resources for everything. And if there's popular devices that are in demand for repair, if there are popular devices in demand for repair and you know how to fix those popular devices, you can sell me on the fact that they are in demand for repair, and you're open to writing guides like this. I mean, I'm open to hiring you, and I'll pay you. I'll pay you something that makes it worth your while. But yeah, this project has been going really, really well. The GPU section has really been expanded recently, and I'm pretty happy with the GPU section getting expanded. I'm hoping that more of the GPU repair community is kind of interested in getting on board with it, rather than making the kind of garbage comments that you see in my community post. That really pissed me off. Let me see if I can find that and bring it up. Yeah. And after this, I'm going to get going, because I don't want this to be like a 4-hour stream. This really pissed me off. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? This guy's actually trying to help somebody here. Look at this. Actually trying to help somebody. Thank you for posting. Try fixing your problem. He's trying to teach him how to find a short. He's not telling him exactly what it is. Just teach him how to find a short. This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. This is mad cunt. Are you ever gonna work in car electronics? Probably no. It's the Wild West, right? When my car dies, I'll try it. Yeah, I don't know. When my car dies, we'll see. It'll be fun. Oh my god, look at this, bro. You a cunt. This guy is actually I really don't know what to say. Oh my god. And here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about this asshole. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So he's literally going like, watch. Where? Unless somebody hands you a schematic. So he's literally he's criticizing somebody for like using a schematic, but the funny thing is that his own response tells the guy to check a resistor. That died 9 years ago, a fiery death, as it should have, because I opened that store out of jealousy and not because I wanted success. But look at this. Do you know how the lack of self-awareness needed to say, "Oh my God, you need a schematic to do the work"? Like, oh, you peasants, you're not psychic. You need a schematic to do the work. But then your advice is telling somebody to check a resistor that they're not going to be able to check if they don't have a fucking schematic. Like, sometimes I honestly think that we just get what we deserve in the repair community. Like, I really do think that we get what we deserve. We get what we deserve because we treat each other like shit. Like, think about it. Like, again, for instance, in Washington, we actually lost this year. So all the lobbying I funded in that state, we got far, but we lost. Every company came out swinging. Like, every company came out swinging. All these companies that are competing with each other, that would be better off if their other competitor went bankrupt, they all came together as one unit to say, we will destroy right to repair in this state. They work together. They're able to work together towards a common goal that benefits them all. Are we able to do that? No. The repair community is filled with people that hate each other. All this vitriol. Look at the cell phone repair shop talk stuff in Facebook. I quit that group in fucking 2016 because I couldn't read that. It was so cancerous. We treat each other in this community like absolute garbage. And it really does make me wonder if we get what it is that we deserve as a result of how it is we talk to each other. And it's very depressing. But yeah, what a cunt. Apparently this guy has like 10,000 YouTube subscribers too. I'm not even going to say the name of the channel because I don't want to promote people that talk to... I don't want to promote somebody that is actually going to shit on somebody giving somebody free help like that. Like, this dude is actually giving people free help. Somebody posted a problem. He's saying, here is the process by which I would use to try and solve your problem. I'm not going to tell you exactly which cap it is. I want you to figure it out on your own. And I want you to have a process where you figure it out on your own. And like somebody just comes along and shits on it. Like, really? That's the repair community that we're working towards? Okay. That's depressing as fuck. Depressing as fuck. I am. I'll keep note of them, Jessica, whatever. How is the carpal tunnel? I don't have carpal tunnel. Honestly, all the excuses that my teachers gave me in public school for why I needed to write for 6 hours a day, I feel so scammed. Do you actually remember what that was like? Do any of you remember what it was like in public school when you would have to write all day and like you weren't allowed to type? You know, they wouldn't print out the curriculum and give it to you. You actually had to write it. So when they made notes, they claimed, this is the claim, that I will memorize it better. I will learn better if I actually write it down. That's the most retarded shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, you know, I cannot learn the material by a good presentation followed by reading the material in front of me. No, I must literally sit there and write it down. That's how horrible a public school system is. And the public school that I went to as a kid was actually well funded because my parents had a garbage house, but it was a garbage house in a really fancy schmancy rich neighborhood. So like I got the public school that the rich kids went to, even though my parents' house was kind of a shithole. And the thing is, like, because think about it. You could either give the kids a really good presentation that keeps them engaged and keeps them awake, and then just give them a piece of paper with the facts so that they can go over and memorize the dates, or you can just say, in 1812, France said this to Germany, and then this happened, and then this general did this, and then you have the kids writing. And by the end of the day, of like 6 hours of doing this all day, their hand is killing them. They hate the process of learning because they associate learning with their hands hurting, and they haven't actually learned anything. They haven't learned anything. My teachers were so dumb, their brains were so disabled that they actually believed that if I hurt my hand for 6 hours a day, I will become smarter by virtue of that. I had one good history teacher, Dr. Young in Susan Wagner High School. I hope that dude's a multimillionaire. That guy got people excited about history. He was a genius. It doesn't matter how silly the story was, he could always come up with a way to explain it so that every kid in the class was sitting like this on the tip of their chair, excited to hear the rest of it. There were kids that actually used to stay late. If it was their last class of the day, they'd all go up to the desk and they'd wait for him to continue telling the story because he was that good a storyteller. He made history fun. He made everybody that walked into that room want to know everything about history. And he didn't give a fuck if you were writing your notes or not. He cared that you remembered stuff. But yeah, the carpal tunnel, oh my God. I could go on for literally days on public school. This stream would not end for 5 hours if I just ranted about what a scam the public school system is in our country. But yeah, new subject. I don't think the 1.7 million number is real, Lucas. I think it's bullshit. I think it's a fake number. I don't know. Like, sometimes I really do wonder if some like random person on 4chan went to Fiverr and like bought a bunch of subscribers to fuck with me or something. This channel doesn't have the engagement that you would expect from 1.7 million subscribers. Will you ever tell us why you don't like Louisiana? Once everything is done. Yeah, once it's done, I'll tell you. What kind of women do you like, says Autumn Beauty? People with self-knowledge, people that know the difference between debating, arguing, and fighting, people that are self-knowledge and people that know the difference between those things. Will the Metaverse fix Facebook's trash fire stock? No, I think they changed names because they wanted to have people feel better about investing in the company and feel like it's something new. Maximal, if you consider responding to the garbage way somebody was talking about somebody else that I care about as bullying, that's ridiculous. Condescending neckbeards like, this is why I opened my own shop. This attitude is so prevalent in our industry. Imagine working with someone like that. Any tips on how to get through 2 more years of college? Studying is unbearable due to COVID restrictions, but the degree is necessary for my dream job. What makes studying unbearable? I mean, I know because of COVID restrictions. I could understand studying being unbearable because the material is boring. I could understand studying being unbearable because you want to do other things with your life. But like, what about COVID restrictions make studying unbearable? Like, and like for me, studying is going to be miserable regardless of whether I'm wearing a mask or not. You know, if it's something I don't want to study, studying is going to be miserable for me regardless of whether like I had like is studying with a booster really that much more miserable than studying without a vaccine? Yes, Rafa, I did a video on it earlier today, and thank you for the $2. It's unfortunately the same mentality of the Linux community. Sad. It's too Reddit cesspool. Yeah, sad. The private repair industry's individual egos is always to one-up each other to get business from each other. You know what? It's kind of interesting with this thread. You know what would probably be funny? No, I shouldn't say it. I'll get in trouble if I say that. Yeah, probably best if I don't say that at all. Next subject. That'll get. Let's see. I still have the slight indent on my middle finger of my right hand from holding the pen or pencil. Yeah, what a scam, JP. Lewis had to memorize who was in Paris by writing it down. To be fair, not every subject is capable of being made interesting. I disagree with you. You can't. I disagree. Is it common to have more than 500 viewers at 12 a.m.? Funny you mention, when my channel had 40,000 subscribers back in 2016 and I would do live streams, I'd have 660 viewers. When I do live streams at 1.7 million, you get 500. And it was at the same time of day. So again, I just don't think the 1.7 million number is cool. It's real, not cool. What have you learned about yourself in the past 3 years? What I have learned about myself is that a lot of what I thought was risk taking was actually gambling. A lot of what I thought was I learned about myself that I have the propensity for gambling, and it's helped me. It's helped me with regards to stopping doing something stupid before I do it, and also learning some of the sources of my stress. How to get rid of the hiccups? I don't know. Get a COVID vaccine. Hit me with that medical misinformation, Susan W. Fred Rose was a good songwriter. I don't know who that is. Okay, time for me to get out of here. See y'all later. You know what would be interesting? A lot of people have been asking me about GPU repair information. And one of the things that I've said about repair.wiki is that I do want to pay people to provide quality information. I'm kind of curious if the people that are providing the information for this condescending guy would be open to making money to provide information. Just saying, I'm kind of curious if any of the people here that are dealing with this guy, I don't know. Listen, if you want to make money providing really good GPU repair guides that are detailed, repair.wiki actually pays. We do have some funding. And we actually treat people with respect. We actually care about people in the repair community and don't talk to people who are asking questions like complete shit. Just saying. Anyway. Okay, it's about time for me to get out of here. I think I've answered everything worthwhile that's interesting. I think I've answered everything that's interesting. And that's about that. That is about that. Can I take you out for lunch? Yeah. I'm guessing from your first name that you're a male. I appreciate it. Thank you, but I am single, but I am looking for women. I live in New York City. I work for huge tech companies, but never fully fit in because I view the world much like you. I don't know. You don't want to take me to lunch. You don't want to take me on a date. It'll be weird. It'll be weird. Honestly, even if you were a woman, it would probably be weird because I'm a weird guy. But it'll definitely be weird dating you. Later, dude. Make sure to watch Rich's video. You'll have a giggle. I didn't know Rich released a new video. I didn't see it. Fucking shitty YouTube notifications. I will check it out. I thoroughly enjoy his content. Dan, for fuck's sake, I cannot repeat myself anymore. Stop pretending it's a surprise. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. I'm not listening to this from 1.7 million fucking people. 1.7 million people that are not going to say the same thing over and over again. Just stop. Just holy shit, stop. Okay. Last question. I'm making a short film for school and mean the world if you did a cameo. Email me. Lewis@rossmangroup.com. I can't promise I'll respond because I have about 3,800 unread emails right now, and I have to really go through all of them. But email me. I'll eventually respond. So if it's just don't make the email like 6 pages because then it winds up going in a pile that never gets responded to. Okay. But email me. Lewis@rossmangroup.com. I'm weird too. I just want to be friends. I know, but I don't make friends with people. I'm not a friendly guy. I'm not a friendly guy. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. Okay. Never alone, said Oreo. All right. See you all later. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.